So this Walmart actually came down in price on the Casey, and I decided to get it. I already have one, and I paid the full price maybe a couple years ago for this one at $50 with all the little accessories inside there. Well, the things that hold it, that are inside it to hold things in place. And I pretty much want to toss them. These little things, they're not that useful. I don't even know what I could use that for. It's kind of excessive. You know, as part of the $50, you know, this is a part of that cost. So to lower the cost to $15 makes those less valuable. This is kind of a useful bag. I've been using the other one. Maybe I can find something to use this for. But I like the protective nature of this box. And I do have quite a few things that I could toss in here. Alright, I lost my hat, my full-brimmed hat, so I got another one here. This is a little bit more stiff, but it's something. Until I find maybe something a little bit better. I always need protection. I always need it because I'm out in the elements so much and I'm outside a lot, so I need something. I don't know how I lost that one hat, but I'm gonna make the best use of this. I think it's like $20 at this Walmart. Gotta keep care of it. And then also I've noticed too that I tend to, or I mean, in this past couple of weeks or so, I found that what I have for blankets are just a little too thick. So I've decided to get just a little cotton sheet. Because sometimes, like, I get a little chilly, but it's not enough to need one full blanket. And I get into those types of situations, and I figure maybe I'll get a little in between with just a little sheet. So it's just a cotton sheet to cover myself with, just one. And instead of throwing away the package that the sheet came in, it fits this vinegar pretty good. And I don't really want the glass crashing so much, so, and I can poke the head through. So now maybe I'll get another sheet, because now it's a little safer. A little Traverse Conservancy honors Gold Star families. Robinson Nature Preserve, established 2020. It looks like a new sign. Got a flag here. So how often are potatoes peeled out here? Alright, this is the way to the viewing platform for the bubbling springs. And I think this is a platform. Oh yeah, you can see the water coming up. Help protect this fragile natural feature by observing the springs only from this platform. Really? It's very fragile. Well, you could see the bubbling is coming straight up from the ground. Right there. Man, that's pretty neat. Flowing straight from the ground. Kind of coming from a hillside. But it's uplifted sand. And then runs down like a little creek area. Enters a creek. There's maybe more bubbling up in other places. This is where the viewing platform was put for this one. Alright, somebody suggested that I should cut a little notch in here for these tacks if I want this to stand up better. If I had a notch, then I wouldn't want to rotate it all on me. But if I wanted it like that, then that'd be, a notch would stop that. I don't think I want a notch way down here, because this is more of an exercise stick. So if I wanted it sideways, that'd be something to think about later. But I'd cut a notch, straighten it all out, and then give this a shelf to rest on. Alright, so now I cut a notch for the Insta360 on my walking stick. It just easily sits up here. Magnets feel a little bit stronger using 3. The 4th maybe not so necessary. That's pretty nice. Yeah, this tank is working out pretty good. Cooked some chicken and toasting this bread, cooked the popcorn. Just gonna use up this free propane tank that was probably sitting in the forest for years getting all that rust. But no leaks. So taking down the pressure by using it, and yeah. I won't consider it something I could just let go to waste. Okay, I'm not gonna be wasteful with my use of it. But it is certainly free. Alright, just chewing on the echinacea. Yeah, my tongue is a little numb. That's what this echinacea does. But I seem to recall it being more numbing in the Badlands of like North Dakota, the Badlands, South Dakota maybe. I don't know, around that area, the deserts. The wild echinacea on the hillsides seemed, well, I think it was stronger, but now I'm starting to feel a bit more numbness in my tongue after a bigger bite of this. And I'm just not as impressed with this, because I seem to have more of a stronger feeling, a stronger memory of that temperate desert version. I mean, I believe it to be echinacea. It reminds me of all the pictures I've seen. There's a lot of it growing here. It's all wild, all throughout here. Big patch. Alright, there's something that smells good. I put oats in with the old chicken stock water. I boiled chicken thighs yesterday and with potatoes, and then I put in oats for today, and I further boiled the potatoes with the oats. But still, these potatoes are not good enough. I need to roast them. They're just not fully cooked. Yeah, something smells really good right now. It reminds me of a kitchen. I really appreciate that. Smelling like a kitchen in my car. I bought a couple more of these pot holders, or I just kind of use them for hot stuff in general. And one says happy and free. The other one says aloha. They're 50 cents each at Walmart, and smaller. than what I care for. I think I'm gonna see what I think of them. Slightly smaller. I went over to Myers and saw what they had, and they're selling $5 pot holders. And if you look at the style, this is that insulation style. I could buy this in the fabric section and then cut out my own size squares and buy some trim and then sew the trim on myself. I could do that, but it's easier just to buy the pot holders. But it's kind of a cute little thing. It's gonna get dirty, but this is what it looks like clean. Right, there seems to be a little congestion on this bridge area. Probably because they had to stop. Oh, okay. Ah, lighthouse on the end. Somebody's inside that building. It's kind of busy around here. Pretty fancy place, and they got a nice Corvette parked in front of the library. All right, I want to see if we got some free Wi-Fi here. All right.
I was too startled.
All right.
You enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Hi.
When you're on your last.
Excuse me.
All right, I think they're lifting up the bridge. I don't know how fast they do it, but I want to watch it a little bit. I didn't even notice any boat. Oh, there's a boat. They don't even need to lift up the bridge. Oh, they do lift it up. Okay. So they lift up the bridge, close the gates, and then I saw the tiny boat. It didn't look like it needed that lift. Well, it doesn't. Oh, because they got all those fishing rods. They're high up. Those are the highest points. They got to lift this whole thing up all the way. The boat's already through. It didn't need all that space yet. This still has to lift up all the way. Just for that little boat. Still going. Wow. There's traffic backed up. Oh, the light rocks. It's still going up. And I can't really go down further. It's with my bicycle. Maybe I'll just go down. There's nobody behind. You can walk underneath. You can't walk over here though. Oh, another boat is coming through. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Spider webs all up in there. So they have to close, and I left my bicycle over there. I'm surprised how green the water is too. I don't see anybody else coming through. Got a little royalty. Couple with their big boat. Got a emergency raft. Huh. That's pretty neat. Alright, I think that's it. 2 boats. Oh, now it's starting to close already. So it was like probably a manual thing. Waiting on the last boat to clear. Closes pretty fast. Doesn't make a whole lot of noise. It's a heavily used bridge. It's just a smooth flow to close. It looks like one's down before the other. Oh, stops just before. It has a little stop. Has a little stop at the end. Slams into place. Oh, and now the gates are raising. There's a heck of a line. Oh, they're already crossing. That was a long wait. The dead end. Parking doesn't look bad at the library. I think I might want to park there for tomorrow. It's cramped downtown, but it's manageable. Or no, I don't want to park downtown. But it's manageable at the library. Could park on the side street here at the dead end. It's got a lot of, looks like people, it's all the same chairs. I don't know if anybody's even living in any of these apartments. They got all the same chairs and tables. Nothing different. Like it's a hotel and it's just a standardized furniture assembly. LaCroft. This looks a little more individualistic. With individual decorations on their balconies. Wow, this is really fancy. A sign made of glass. Oops. It's not easy to get through though. Yeah, living this affluent life really brings out the pollution and all these nice big cars. Really smelling it. Lots of pollution. See, this is something you don't see on the Google Maps. You gotta be on the ground to find these little spots for a little parking spot for the walkway. Good shade parking for the evening. So with Ernest Hemingway, I feel like I'm learning a lot about him. Garlic mustard, huh? I know that's a problem in the Rocky Mountains, but here? But yeah, with Ernest Hemingway, it's like interesting to see that he's been all over the place. Oh, this is the rink. And I mean that one city where he died, he spent his last few years north of Kimberly, Idaho. I forget the name of that city, very town, very affluent area. I was amazed at what I saw for affluence, the types of houses and stuff. A log cabin for an ice rink, isn't that something? And I come here and see a lot of affluence, and then they have, like, Ernest Hemingway had a cabin in this area not far away where he grew up. So wherever Ernest Hemingway lived, the affluence is high. I'm guessing old money, probably not new money. So I'm seeing it in Idaho and seeing it in Michigan. And apparently he had a house in Wisconsin, but I don't recall where that was. I don't think I stopped and visited that area. But the difference, or I mean the similarities in Idaho and here, I wonder how many people have been to that city north of Kimberly, Idaho, who have also been here. Yeah, they got ski hills. There's skiing in Idaho, of course, as well. I picked up this Apple AirTag and it started making noise. See if it does it again. Oh my God. Just sitting here. Alright, my car is parked over there in the parking lot. And I should be approaching the Lake Michigan. It gets very sandy, and I question whether it's a natural sand. I would lean towards it being natural. But it's quite interesting how much sand there is close to this beach. Wow. Just walking through it is difficult. It's so soft. It's not big rocks that you find in the find from the glacier. The glacier? Yeah, I question if the glacier did this. Is also part of the process of the glacier. Oh, here we go. We got an explanation. As the glaciers that once covered Michigan retreated, they transported and deposited sand and sediment known as glacier drift. These deposits were largely made up of quartz. Over time, the constant movement of the water formed fine sand. Yep. That's why it's so tough to walk through. I could barely see. It's the evening time. Sun is setting over Lake Michigan. Setting in the west. Lake Michigan is west of Michigan. Vegetation looks pretty neat. Yeah, it's a unique kind of vegetation. Well, the grapes. There's a lot of grapevines in here. Taking over, doing well in the sand. Grapes and grass. This is all natural. The sand dunes. It's really neat. These are somewhat significant waves. It's throwing up all these rocks on the beach. There was a warning sign that said this is very dangerous. It's not Pacific Ocean dangerous, but there is some danger involved, I guess. The water taking you out, and they say there's been too many fatalities. You get a little bit of that California feel with the water, with the sun going down over Lake Michigan. It feels a little bit like California, but there are contrasts, because the vegetation is a little bit different. So people in Wisconsin don't get quite the same experience with the sun setting as the people do in Michigan. It's kind of neat. Never really had this perspective before. I think I looked at the sun a little too much though. Got a little blinded. Yeah, these sand dunes still have some steep hillsides to them. They got a lot of falling to do. Charlevoix, Michigan. So I actually picked apples, and I had to toss them out yesterday because they got these little patterns on them from worm activity in all of them. I didn't see the worm activity before. Well, I seem to have passed. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see it now. You have to be on this side. Somebody put a dragon on the roof, but you can't see it from the road. I had to cross the road, get on this side to see it. But I saw it on Google Maps, and it's like, since the library's not open, I'll check it out. And it looks like a nice beach along Lake Michigan over here, built up. They probably didn't really have to bring in any sand, just move over a little bit from the sand dunes. This might have been a part of the sand dunes as well though. The way this grass in this front yard looks, that's a very sandy yard. That's the type of grass that prefers sand. See, this looks like quite an experience to swing on swing sets on the beach, slide on a slide, collect trash and treasure in equal measure. Wow, that rhymes. Never seen a sign like that before. They got a walkway, make it easier to walk across this very soft sand. Wow. I didn't realize that that would be something of a concern. Fisheries Research Station. So we're in the research of fisheries. You can kind of look through the window. A little freezer and flags, floating things. Stairs that go up to a higher level. Wow, that looks like some nice water to swim in too. Very tempting. Maybe they allow swimming over here though.